very much for that introduction, and again, thanks very much for having me here being this evening. I don't know your full program, and I'm not sure whether any of my colleagues are going to be invited up here or not, but if not, I'm going to invite them up here right now. So, Councillor Ijaz, Councillor Marshall, and Councillor Queel, if you guys would come up here with me, please. I'm going to be very, very brief because I'm going to be handing the microphone over to each one of them for some brief comments in just a moment. But on the serious side, Adam had mentioned, and of course, most of you are aware that it's not my first rodeo when it comes to politics. I was first elected as a councillor in 1965. Ooh, you're right. That's probably longer than some of you have been around. But I was also elected as mayor in 1980, so been around, and I understand the business of politics reasonably well. But Adam alluded to it, I have three ladies that serves on council with me now. Just one of them are here. But I have to share with you, just this past week I was in this very room with a bunch of ladies, and really what it was all about was sports. And the ladies has made quite a contribution. They've come a long, long way in many, many sports. And of course, most of us know that there's a professional women's hockey league now that's being recognized just like the NHL. We've come a long way with diversity with women, but there's still a long, long way to go, okay? Now, I'm going to save Sarah for the last person to speak, because I've been married over 65 years, and I'm always well aware that the lady of the house usually has the last word. But things have changed a little bit in the last few years. Often now, it's us gentlemen that have the last word, and does any of you know what that is? I'll tell you what it is yes, dear, and that's it. So with that, Adil, if you go first, please.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. On the contrary to 1965, I was elected in 2022. We're going to see if we can have a competition at one point to see who can stay elected the longest. But good evening, everyone. I'm Adil Kalki. I'm the Town Councillor for Ward 3. Pleasure to be here. And I just want everybody to give one more round of applause to these two folks right here. Women empowerment is so important, and it's very important for us elected people to have representation for everyone at the decision-making table, which is why it's so nice to see my colleague Councillor Marshall here as well, who was also elected alongside me in 2022, adding another woman to the decision-making table to make sure that your voice is represented, because the challenges that groups like women, other minority groups face are unique to that particular sector, and having that representation really helps make a difference in the community. I won't stay too long, but thank you very much for having me, and pleasure to be here. Congratulations on another successful event.
All righty. How's everyone doing?
Good.
How's everyone doing? All right, I think we haven't eaten and we're waiting for that food. So you know what, I'm not gonna go the third time, but I want to take you guys back to 1400 years ago. And we had an incredible role model, a woman. And I want to see if you guys can guess who this woman was 1400 years ago. She was an entrepreneur. She proposed to a man 1400 years ago. She made a lot of money. She came from a very wealthy background, made a lot of money. But when her father passed away, she carried the business. And she helped a particular man in history who majority of us here think of as the greatest role model of humanity. Who is that woman? I don't hear you. Alrighty, so I'm going to leave it off with this. We all know the story of Khadija, and what a wonderful, powerful woman she was. An entrepreneur that I personally look up to when I look at a woman entrepreneur, and I hope that we all look up to this incredible woman. I want you guys to go home and teach your kids about Khadija in detail, and that would be one of the greatest gifts we can give on International Women's Day, where we understand who this woman was in 1400 years ago, proposing to a man, running a business, and really helping this man to the next level. His name was Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who she helped out. And I am so glad I am part of an ummah where we have great stories and great role models, and we talk about woman empowerment today in 2024, where in 1400 years ago, a woman proposed to a man. Imagine today, a woman proposing to a man, it would be a huge taboo, and it would be like, wow, why didn't he propose to you? So this whole woman empowerment, gender equality, and the whole 9 yards, 1400 years ago. Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening. Thank you again, Kanwal, and Waseem for inviting me this evening. I've got all the pressure because the mayor was going to allow me to speak last, which is not normally the way we do things. But with that being said, every woman who is here tonight is making a difference. You are here, you are part of a community, and you are making a difference within our community. So thank you for that. There's a common saying that I used to hear growing up, and it was the saying that behind every man was a very strong woman. And while that statement can still be true, I think women are showing that we don't need to stand behind someone, and that we can stand in the forefront and do just fine on our own and support each other. We don't need to be against each other. We don't need to be against each other. We can help each other and we can lift each other up. It takes a village to do many things, and being an entrepreneur is one of those things that women can do. So thank you again for inviting me to this wonderful event and for uprising our community and bringing women together in this manner.
And thank you very much to my colleagues and Mr. Chair. We look forward to the balance of the evening here. Thanks for having us present.